Before we jump into this absolutely massive Dodgers update, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because what the Los Angeles Dodgers just revealed could quietly change everything about this team's future. This is not just another rumor, not just off-season noise, and definitely not something you want to ignore if you're a real Dodgers fan. There's a bombshell moment happening behind the scenes, there's a trade conversation that feels more emotional than logical, and there's a championship-level coach being quietly courted to shadow the skipper in a move that has the entire league raising eyebrows. Let's start with the bombshell, because this is the part that caught even long-time insiders off guard. The Dodgers have made it clear, without directly saying it, that they are no longer operating in reaction mode. This front office is moving several steps ahead, and when they revealed their internal thinking recently, it sent a clear message to the rest of baseball: the Dodgers are not satisfied, even when they're successful. That alone should tell you how serious this organization is about sustaining dominance. But what shocked people wasn't the ambition. It was the timing. Usually, teams wait until the off-season dust settles before making philosophical shifts. The Dodgers didn't. They're doing it now. And that's where this starts to feel different. Behind closed doors, there's been a shift in how the Dodgers evaluate leadership, accountability, and long-term culture. This isn't about replacing the manager tomorrow. Let's be very clear about that. This is about reinforcing the dugout with championship DNA in a way that feels subtle, almost sneaky. And that brings us to the most intriguing part of this entire story: the Dodgers quietly courting a championship-level coach to shadow the current skipper. Think about that for a second. Teams don't do this unless they see something coming. Either they're preparing for a transition, or they're trying to elevate an already strong foundation into something bulletproof. The Dodgers, as an organization, have always been obsessed with margins. 1% improvements. Tiny advantages that stack up over a season. Bringing in a coach with championship credentials to work alongside the current manager is a classic Dodgers move. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. But it's powerful. And here's where fans are split. Some people see this as a vote of confidence. The front office saying, "We believe in you so much that we're giving you even more elite support." Others see it as pressure. The kind of pressure that says, "We need results, and we need them now." Both interpretations might be true at the same time, and that's what makes this story so fascinating. Now let's talk about the emotional core of this update, because this is the part that hit fans right in the chest. The potential trade. And yes, it feels like a sad one. Every great Dodgers era has that moment. The moment when a beloved piece doesn't fit the future puzzle anymore. It doesn't mean the player failed. It doesn't mean the team made a mistake. It means baseball is ruthless. Windows close. Timelines shift. And sometimes, loyalty has to fight logic. What makes this trade discussion different is the tone. This doesn't feel like a cold, calculated salary dump or a simple roster reshuffle. This feels personal. It feels like the front office is wrestling with the idea of letting go of someone who matters to the clubhouse, to the fans, and to the identity of the team. When insiders describe it as sad, that's not accidental language. That's emotion creeping into business. And here's the thing Dodgers fans understand better than most: this organization doesn't make emotional decisions lightly. If they're even considering this move, it means they believe the long-term payoff could be enormous. But it also means they know the backlash could be real. Jerseys will still be worn. Comments will be angry. Social media will explode. And yet, the Dodgers are still listening. Still evaluating. Still preparing. That tells you how serious this is. Now let's connect the dots, because this is where everything starts to line up. Why would the Dodgers reveal a philosophical shift, consider a painful trade, and quietly bring in a championship-level coach all at the same time? Because they're entering a new phase. A phase where almost isn't enough anymore. A phase where postseason narratives matter more than regular season dominance. The Dodgers are tired of hearing the same conversations every October. Tired of best team on paper talk. Tired of what ifs. This move, this entire strategy, screams accountability. Not just for players, but for leadership at every level. Having a champion coach shadow the skipper does something very specific. It changes conversations. It changes preparation. It changes how losses are processed and how adjustments are made. It brings in a voice that's been there before, felt the pressure, survived the criticism, and still won. That kind of presence can be transformational, especially in a clubhouse filled with stars who are chasing legacies, not just wins. And let's be honest, the Dodgers roster isn't lacking talent. It's never been the issue. The question has always been execution in the biggest moments. That's where experience becomes priceless. Now imagine being a player in that clubhouse, knowing that every decision, every bullpen move, every lineup tweak is being viewed through a championship lens. That alone raises the standard. It forces everyone to lock in. And that's exactly what the Dodgers want. But here's where the tension really kicks in. If this coach is being brought in to shadow the skipper, what does that mean long term? Is this mentorship? Is this succession planning? Or is this insurance? The Dodgers aren't saying, and that silence is loud. Because organizations don't make moves like this without thinking years ahead. Now circle back to the trade talk. If a beloved player is moved, especially one tied closely to the current era, it could be symbolic. A passing of the torch. A signal that the Dodgers are entering a new chapter. Not rebuilding. Reloading. Refining. Sharpening. And that's why this update matters so much more than it seems on the surface. This isn't just Dodgers news. This is Dodgers philosophy in motion. This is a front office that refuses to stay comfortable, even when most teams would kill to be in their position. And that mindset is why the Dodgers are always relevant, always feared, and always part of the championship conversation. Fans might not like every move. They might not agree with every decision. But one thing is undeniable, the Dodgers are never asleep at the wheel. Now let's talk about how the league is reacting, because yes, people are paying attention. Other teams notice when the Dodgers start thinking differently. When they invest in leadership. When they're willing to make tough, emotionally charged decisions for the sake of winning. That creates pressure across the league. It forces rivals to ask themselves uncomfortable questions. Are we doing enough? Are we evolving fast enough? Are we willing to make hard calls? That's the ripple effect of a franchise that operates at this level. And for Dodgers fans, this should be both exciting and nerve-wracking. Exciting because it shows commitment to greatness. Nerve-wracking because change always comes with risk. But if history has taught us anything, it's that the Dodgers don't fear risk when it's calculated. So where does this leave us right now? It leaves us at a crossroads moment. A moment where the Dodgers are setting the tone for what the next era looks like. A moment where leadership is being strengthened, not questioned. A moment where a trade that feels sad might ultimately be remembered as necessary. And a moment where the presence of a championship-caliber coach could quietly elevate everything about this team. Nothing is official yet. No press conferences. No dramatic announcements. Just movement. Just intention. Just a clear message that the Dodgers are thinking bigger. And that's why you should be paying attention. If you're a true Dodgers fan, you already know this story isn't over. This is just the beginning.